All right, a section of leaders in the county of Isiolo are meeting with a number of organizations in a 3-day event aimed at encouraging the society to live comfortably with persons living with disability. We have a team on the ground right now. We're being joined live by my colleague Farah Yusuf, who is on the ground. Farah, good afternoon. Give us an update from your end.
Indeed, a very good afternoon to you, Irene Michuma, back at the broadcasting house. As you said, we are coming to you live from the county of Isiolo. And today we just attended the 10th conference of the disability persons by the Northern Nomadic Disabled Persons Organization that is supposed to culminate to the 11th desert race. And the importance of this is that this is serving to amplify the voices of persons with disabilities as far as matters inclusivity in opportunities is concerned, as far as having their space in matters development and key decision-making processes is concerned. And right about now, I'm joined by one of the founding members of these organizations, that is Mr. Hassan Borle and Mr. Hussein Borle, rather. And thank you very much for joining us. Perhaps, Hussein, 10 years plus after the funding of the Northern Nomadic Disabled Persons Organizations, what still remains to be the biggest challenge as far as matters inclusivity and access to opportunities is concerned?
Thank you very much. I think despite the provisions which are there in law, let's say the Constitution, the Disability Act, and even the UN Convention on Rights of Persons with Disability, which haven't been, which is also part of the law of Kenya. Despite all those, we are still having a challenge due to implementation of the law. Things are lacking behind because implementation is not in tune with provisions of the law. Like, for instance, the Constitution provides that Article 54(2) of the Kenyan Constitution says 5% of appointive and elective positions are to be reserved for persons with a disability. But that's not happening. For instance, in the just concluded election, out of the 47 counties, 21 counties do not have representation of persons with disabilities. That's on the legislation side. On the executive side, most counties which are now appointing their CECs and chief officers are not also including persons with disabilities in their executive arm. So the legislation is one thing, but implementation is another. So in terms of implementation, things are not well. Thank you.
Let's talk about tomorrow's Desert Wheel Race that, apart from showcasing the talents of persons with disabilities, also goes to amplify your voices. But what else does it seek to achieve?
Thank you so much. Tomorrow's Desert Wheel Race is about bringing persons with disabilities, especially from pastoral counties, together, so that this race is a unique race whereby persons with disability will showcase their talents, but at the same time we'll also address other themes such as the need for peace, especially in the pastoral communities. I've already said my own story where I've suffered disability due to violence of raiders which have raided our community. That's 50 years ago, where I was speared and I've suffered a spinal injury. So we also preach peace, because we knew before the devolution, some of the counties which were recognized as hotspots were these counties in the pastoral communities, especially Isiolo, which is actually said to be a melting pot for so many different, tribes and clans. So we decided to have this event in Isiolo annually in order also to preach peace and, social cohesion and all those.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hussein, and of course all the best in that race. So there you have it, Irene Michuma. That is the match we have for you from Isiolo right now. Of course, we'll have more of these stories in our subsequent bulletins, but right now let me hand it back over to you in the broadcasting house. Irene.